Welcome back to the Manual Docker and .NET section of the Getting Started with Docker course. In this lesson, we're going to be setting up our project in .NET Core. So let's open up Visual Studio and we'll create a new project. And we're going to select an ASP.NET Core web application. And let's call this Sample Web App for the project name and just Sample App for the solution name. And we'll hit Create. And this will create or give us a template listing. So we have .NET Core, .NET Core 2.2, Web Application, which is what uses Razor pages. We're going to configure for HTTPS, and I am going to enable Docker support for Linux. And the reason why is because we are going to use their Docker file as kind of the starting point so that we know which items to pull from, okay, which images to start from. So we're going to start there. Okay, so hit Create. That's going to scaffold out our project for us and get us set up. And we can close that out. And now we have our Docker file. Notice it's pulling the required images. We're actually going to get rid of those and start over. But we have this Docker file. It's not quite what we want, and so we're going to basically wipe this out and start over. But I did want to have this right here, and I wanted to have this right here, so we know these are the ones they recommend for us to start from. In fact, what we're going to do is I'm actually going to wipe out most of this file, and I'm going to put #, which sets as a comment, and just save just these two entries, this one and this one. And basically this just saves us from going to the Docker Hub and looking for which ones we think might work. So that's the only thing that really does. Okay, it saves us a little bit of effort going and finding out which one. Containers, we're going to have trouble getting anything to run. So we're going to start with no HTTPS redirection. And then once we figure out SSL, then we'll add that back in. So right now, if we were to run this, it should boot up our application. It's going to start in a console window. I'll drag it over so you can see it. And this is going to be what powers the application. And then here is our HTTPS page. But then you can also change this to be HTTP. And it's port 5000 instead of 5001. And there we go. So now we have our web app on either HTTP and port 5000 or HTTPS on port 5001. But either way, it has our sample web application. So, nothing too crazy there, just getting started, but that gets us set up for the next lesson where we're going to prep our environment, and then after that, we'll start our working on that Docker file. But that's it for now. So once you've done the same steps I have, then go ahead and move on to the next lesson.